exactly why expound on that.
Because why wouldn't you even want to?
Lopez, Gervonta Davis, are you ready to go through these fights?
Winner versus winner, they make this, and if you watch box, like how many years we're waiting, like Pacquiao versus Mayweather, how many years we're waiting Wilder versus...
Gervonta Davis slams Pacquiao's comeback. It's dangerous. Gervonta, Tank Davis didn't hold back after seeing footage of Manny Pacquiao training for his upcoming comeback. Questioning why the...
He got it.
Be careful with what you wish for.
Yes. For sure. For sure.
Questioning why the 46-year-old is returning to the ring, Davis expressed concern, calling the move dangerous and warning that today's generation of fighters won't take it easy on the aging legend. Despite respecting Pacquiao's legacy, Davis has long been confident in his ability to defeat the Filipino icon. For Davis, who is currently in his physical prime, a fight against Pacquiao would be a showcase of generational dominance. Just seeing him fight gives me hope, said Davis. It doesn't matter who I fight. I'm going to perform. Pacquiao, who hasn't fought professionally since the 2021 loss...
Just saying him and then fighting somebody like Pacquiao is give me hope, for sure. It doesn't matter who I fight. It doesn't matter. As long as I put on a great performance whoever I fight, it doesn't matter. I don't believe that.
2021 loss to Dennis Yugas recently announced his return. He'll face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on August 3rd in Las Vegas. The matchup could make Pacquiao the oldest active world champion in boxing history. IN interviews. Pacquiao has taken a one fight at a time.
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys?
We'll see. We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this.
Time approach, but hasn't ruled out future bouts against top names like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and even Davis himself. When asked if he'd fight Tank Davis, Pacquiao responded, "If he wants and he can come to 147, we can fight. 140, 145. Not a problem for me." Boxing insiders and fans are divided. Some see the matchup as inspirational, a final chapter in the story of one of boxing's greats. Others believe it's a calculated money grab with real risks. Critics argue that after a 5-year...
Any possibility that you would go back in the ring and fight someone like a Tank Davis?
If he wants, and if he come up to 147, then we can fight.
He can't meet you at 140?
145 maybe. It's not a problem for me. Because I'm an experienced fighter, so...
After a 5-year hiatus and at his age, Pacquiao could be at serious risk of injury. Oscar de la Hoya urged him to prioritize recovery, not grueling training. Your body needs rest, not punishment, he advised. Trainer Robert Garcia echoed these concerns, saying, "He just doesn't have the same speed anymore. I don't want to see him get hurt." Barrios, 28, is in his prime with advantages in height, reach, and weight. Though not considered the most dangerous puncher, he's known for volume and pressure. Rising star Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez predicted Barrios would put a beating on Manny, while others speculated that Pacquiao might outsmart him with ring IQ.
So I'm not sure how true this is, but supposedly Manny Pacquiao's coming out of retirement. And these are the 3 names that he's interested in fighting. And now of these 3 names, which one do you think is the best matchup? Conor McGregor? That would just be a money grab. Everyone knows Manny Pacquiao's skill level is way above Conor's. Tank Davis? Nah, Manny Pacquiao get knocked out by Tank Davis. I'm telling you right now, Tank would catch him, and Manny's going night-night. Now, Ryan Garcia is the fight that makes the most sense in my opinion. If you guys remember, this fight was heavily rumored at one time. And I think it might even been booked at one time, but it fell through at the last minute. And it makes the most sense to happen. Ryan Garcia is a big name currently in boxing. Style-wise, they match up perfectly. And it's a fight that could go either way. If Ryan Garcia wins, he adds a big name like Manny Pacquiao on his resume. And I know he's coming out of retirement, but still, that's Manny Pacquiao. And if Manny Pacquiao wins, he adds to his legacy and inserts himself right back in the title run. So again, these are just rumors, and I don't know if Manny Pacquiao's really out of retirement. But if he is, the fight that makes the most sense is Ryan Garcia.
IQ. Still, fans remain excited. "Just seeing Pacquiao in the ring again is special," said one San Antonio fighter. Even at 46, people are hyped. If Pacquiao pulls off a win, Many believe it could cement him as the greatest boxer of all time, above Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, and even Floyd Mayweather. Others argue the WBC's decision to sanction the bout undermines the integrity of title contention, especially in the stacked welterweight division where rising stars like Jaron Boots and are waiting for real challenges. Still, as fight night approaches, one truth remains. Manny Pacquiao's return has ignited boxing like few stories can. Whether it ends in triumph or tragedy, fans won't be able to look away.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight?
I'm just going to rub it in. Pause. I remember saying when Tank couldn't get a fight in, I was saying Shakur shouldn't have signed that deal with Matchroom if he wanted to fight Tank. Lomachenko, I said he ducked. But then when he couldn't find a fight, I said, hey, fight Manny Pacquiao. The reason why I said fight Manny Pacquiao at 144 was, number one, you can get the sensationalism and the crazy hype shit of a Jake Paul fight, right? It got the money grab on it. On top of that, though, he can prepare for 140 by fighting Manny at 144, get a training camp in at a heavier weight class. Then he could come down from 144 and fight Tio at 140. Everybody said that don't make sense, Biz. Tank fight Lamont Roach, take a knee, draw, grease in the eye.
Manny Pacquiao, one of boxing's most legendary champions, is coming out of retirement at age 46. He's set to fight Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship on August 3rd, 2025 in Las Vegas if Pacquiao wins. He will become the oldest world champion in welterweight history and one of the oldest in boxing history overall. Many boxing experts, fans, and even other fighters are worried about this comeback for a few reasons. Gervonta, Tank, Dave.
Winner versus winner, they make this, and if you watch box, like how many years we're waiting, like Pacquiao versus Mayweather, how many years we're waiting Wilder versus Tyson Fury, they have like 100-0, 100-0, like people beg, hey, please make this fight, and it's like...
You're 46 years old. You have to remember that. So give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend in between training, in between sparring sessions. There's no shame in taking a day off or two, Manny. Trust me. Let your body relax, let your body rest. He'll do fine. He's experienced. He's got obviously the power because it never leaves you. The speed I'm a little worried about, but I think, look, Barrios is a live dog. He's a world champion and he's no slouch. So I think it's going to be a good fight. I wish Manny all the best. I'm not sure who's going to win. I really haven't seen Barrios, but I think Barrios, the youth is obviously, with him in his corner.
Davis called Pacquiao's return dangerous and warned that today's fighters are stronger and faster. Still, he said he'd gladly fight Manny if the chance comes. Oscar de la Hoya worries Pacquiao's body won't hold up and says he should be resting, not fighting. Robert Garcia, trainer, praises Manny's career, but doesn't think he can keep up anymore. Khabib Nurmagomedov, MMA legend, criticized boxing for making more spectacle fights and not focusing on real competition. Jesse Bam. Rodriguez believes Barrios will beat Manny badly, simply due to age and activity. Some are excited to see their hero back in the ring. Others feel worried that it's too risky and could ruin.
I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but he's a legend. He really did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to go in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that he has a youth, and Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. That's what a lot of fans are saying, and are still kind of disbelief. But even looking at social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about the the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has. I mean, he's what, 46, 47?
He's 46.
And people are still excited to see him fight. So, I mean, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So, like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao is just going to be pretty cool. And at the same night. So, it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
Feel worried that it's too risky and could ruin Pacquiao's legacy, or worse, his health. Many believe the only reason this fight is happening is to make money and sell tickets, not to crown the best fighter. Mario Barrios is a younger, stronger, bigger fighter at 28 years old. He's 5'10" inch, taller than Manny, has a longer reach, fights naturally at a higher weight, been much more active in recent years still. He isn't considered one of the very best welterweights. So critics are accusing him of stat padding by fighting an older legend.
After 4 years off from pro boxing, Pacquiao will try to become the oldest active world champion in boxing at 46 years old and one of the oldest champions in boxing history. Now, this fight has been rumored for quite a while. They tried to make it last year after Pacquiao had an exhibition with Rukia Anpo, but they were never able to finalize a deal. But earlier this year, they re-entered negotiations and they finally made it official now. Now, in terms of the fight itself, Barrios, he's going to have a huge age and size advantage. You know, the guy is 29 years old, right in his physical prime. He's probably going to weigh around 160, 165 pounds on the night of the fight. Whereas Pacquiao, like I said, he's 46 years old. He won't weigh over 145 pounds on the night of the fight. And Barrios, he's just going to try to stay behind the jab and the straight shots and use that youth to win in the fight. Now, what I will give Pacquiao is he does have a huge IQ advantage. And Barrios' defense didn't look that great in his last fight. But still, the age is the main factor. But you guys let me know. Are you excited for Manny's return, or is it too risky at his age?
Instead of other top fighters like Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis, or Errol Spence Jr., these fights would make massive money. But many say they don't make sense competitively and could be dangerous for Manny. That Pacquiao's return is emotional, exciting, and controversial. If he wins, it could be a historic moment and boost his already legendary status. But if he loses badly or gets hurt,
you know, just the name, obviously, but I really believe that, you know, Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little, I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for, you know, I'm just 4 years older, 4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're going to get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. That he should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. You know, George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. You know, but I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. You know, so it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years he's been up. You know, that'd be impressive. It's hard to think it's gonna happen, but that shit would be nice, man. It would be nice. Very few have done it, and he's actually one that could do it.
Pacquiao, he's probably top 5 all time, one of the greatest fighters. Does this
gets hurt? It could damage both his health and legacy. It's a big gamble. Whether it's brave or reckless depends on how you see it.